This quick tutorial is going to show you how to add icons down here into the shelf. You can see down here I have a little circle, and I'll explain that in a second. I also have the Google Chrome browser, I have Google Docs, I have Google Drive, and I also have Google Calendar. These are the programs that I use most frequently, so I can kind of set them and put them there on my shelf. I'd like to add a couple of more icons to the shelf because I use those frequently. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search. I'm going to click the circle right there in the bottom left-hand corner. And when I do that, I see about 9 apps that I could possibly pin to my shelf, but you also have in the bottom right-hand corner of that little window, all apps. So I can go ahead and click on that. And these are some more of the apps that I use more frequently. So let's say I'm going to use Google Classroom frequently because my teacher uses that. I'm going to hold that Google Classroom icon down. And when I hold that down and pull up my finger, there's an option to pin to shelf. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click that pin to shelf. And notice now that's been added down here next to Google Calendar. I'm going to take and I'm going to add one more, and that's going to be my Gmail because I need to check my Gmail frequently. So I'm going to click and hold, release, and then pin to shelf. And now I can pin that to the shelf as well. So now I have a couple of icons that have been pinned to the shelf. But let's say I don't use my Google. I find out that I'm not using my Google Calendar as much anymore, and I want to take that away from the shelf. I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to click and hold that Google Calendar button down, and this little window pops up. And this time, instead of pinning it, I'm going to unpin it, which is the second option down. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And notice now all my icons move over a little bit. Maybe I'm going to do the same thing for Docs because I don't use Docs as much because now I have Classroom. So I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to hit unpin. And now those are the icons that I'm going to use. So pinning and unpinning programs into the shelf is very, very simple.